What if I told you that you could quit your job tomorrow and never work again? You could live comfortably on a beach with just $500,000 in the bank. While everyone else is grinding for millions, you could be free right now. Most people say that is impossible, but I am here to tell you they are wrong. My name is Barry, and I am the only accountant in town who knows how math actually works. Today I will prove that you do not need to be Mr. Burns to retire. Recent surveys say Americans think they need $2 million to retire comfortably. Meanwhile, smart people are living better lives with a fraction of that amount. The difference isn't luck or winning the lottery. It is understanding a simple principle that most people ignore completely. When you picture financial freedom, what do you actually see? Do you see luxury cars and mansions, or do you see waking up without an alarm clock? Most people get it backwards and think wealth is about accumulating stuff. Real wealth is about accumulating choices, and choices are cheaper than Ferraris. If you can generate enough passive income to cover your bills, you are free. You do not need a mountain of cash, you just need a machine that pays you. Let's break down the math because this is where it gets fun. Take $500,000 and put it into conservative investments like bonds. You can reasonably expect a 5% return every single year. That equals $25,000 a year without you lifting a finger. That is over $2,000 a month generated while you sleep or eat donuts. You are not spending the money, you are living off the golden eggs it lays. Your money is literally working harder than Homer Simpson does at the plant. Now, $25,000 might not sound like a fortune to you yet. But remember, you are no longer trading your time for money. Every single day belongs to you, and you have zero commute. But wait, because the math gets even better if you are smart. If you invest in the stock market, you can expect 8% returns. 8% of $500,000 is roughly $40,000 a year in passive income. That is over $3,000 a month dropping into your pocket automatically. Suddenly, we are talking about a lifestyle where you cover all your basics easily. You can travel, pursue hobbies, or just nap while your nest egg grows. Most people approach retirement backwards and try to save a huge pile to spend down. But if you live off the interest, your money lasts forever. This is the difference between thinking like a consumer and thinking like an investor. Consumers eat the seed corn, but investors plant it and eat the corn. When you have $500,000 working for you, you become financially immortal. Your money will outlive you, and your kids will fight over it later. But here is the secret that financial advisors hate to tell you. The biggest obstacle isn't earning more money, it is spending less money. A person who lives on $3,000 a month is richer than a guy spending $10,000. We need to get brutally honest about what you actually need to survive. Do you really need a car payment that costs more than your rent? Do you need to eat at fancy restaurants 5 nights a week to be happy? I am not saying you should live like a monk in a cave. I am saying you are spending money on things that do not bring you joy. Imagine you own your home and your monthly expenses are just $2,500. With a $500,000 portfolio, you cover that and still save money every month. Even if you have a family, this math still works if you are strategic. Move to a cheaper neighborhood where your dollar buys you a palace. If you accumulate more than $500,000, your freedom just gets bigger. But most people sabotage themselves before they even start saving a dime. They look at the number $500,000 and think it is impossible to reach. They get overwhelmed and go back to buying lottery tickets at the Kwik-E-Mart. Building wealth is not about making one huge leap instantly. It is about taking consistent small steps in the right direction every day. If you can save $2,000 a month, you will hit $500,000 in 18 years. That sounds like a long time, but the time will pass anyway. Do you want to be free in 18 years, or do you want to be broke? You don't even need to save $2,000 right away to make this work. Start with $500 a month and increase it as you get raises. Cut your expenses and you will find money you didn't know you had. This is not a fantasy reserved for trust fund babies. This is a mathematical certainty for anyone with a brain and some discipline. Let me share a statistic that will make you want to cry. Most people spend more on cars in their lifetime than it costs to retire. The average person buys a new car every 6 years and pays interest forever. Over 40 years, they burn $600,000 just to drive around town. Meanwhile, they complain that they can't afford to save for their future. You are driving your retirement, and it is losing value every mile. Here is another one: Americans spend $3,000 a year on coffee and snacks. That money disappears forever and gives you nothing but a sugar crash. If you invested that $3,000 annually, it would grow to $800,000. You are literally eating your financial freedom one donut at a time. I am not saying you can never enjoy a cup of coffee. I am saying you are choosing temporary pleasure over permanent freedom. Once you have that $500,000 foundation, you are no longer desperate. You are not trapped in a job you hate just to pay the bills. You are not making decisions from a place of fear or scarcity. You can start a business or learn a new skill without panic. When your investments cover your basics, you can afford to take risks. You can invest in yourself without the crushing pressure of immediate returns. You don't have to wait until you are 65 to start living your life. You can design your life around your values, not your bank balance. Some of you are worrying about inflation eating your money. If you spend less than you earn, your portfolio grows faster than inflation. Your principal amount increases, which means your passive income increases too. You are not just maintaining your wealth, you are actually growing it. Plus, there is Social Security, which is just icing on the cake. Even a small benefit makes your financial picture look even better. When you combine government money with investment income, you are set. But the real victory is the person you become in the process. Building this wealth requires you to develop habits of steel. You start distinguishing between what you need and what you just want. You develop an immunity to the disease of lifestyle inflation. Most people get a raise and immediately buy a bigger TV. They run faster on the treadmill but never actually get anywhere. But you will make every dollar have a specific purpose for your freedom. You understand that a dollar saved today is a soldier fighting for you. This mindset shift is more valuable than the money in the bank. Even if the market crashes, you have the discipline to rebuild. You are wealthy in intelligence, not just in paper currency. Speaking of crashes, what if the market drops when you need money? That is why you diversify and keep a cash buffer on hand. If you only withdraw 7% a year, you can weather any storm. During bad years, you spend less, and during good years, you grow more. This is different from draining your savings until you hit zero. When you live off returns, market volatility is just noise, not a disaster. The truth is, most people will never achieve this freedom. It has nothing to do with income, it is about their relationship with money. They have been brainwashed to believe that more stuff equals happiness. I know guys earning 6 figures who are broke because they buy toys. Meanwhile, I know teachers who are secretly wealthy because they are smart. Looking rich and being rich are two completely different things. If you can't live on $40,000 a year, the problem is you. You have lost control of your spending and your ego is writing checks. But the good news is that you can change this starting today. Every subscription you cancel is a piece of your freedom bought back. Every time you cook at home, you are paying your future self. Freedom is not just about money, it is about owning your time. Time to pursue relationships, hobbies, or just sit and think. When you are independent, you escape the system that treats you like a robot. You reclaim your most precious resource, which is your actual life. I am not pretending this path is easy, it requires serious guts. It means saying no when everyone else is saying yes to spending. It means driving a used car while your neighbor leases a shiny truck. But every month that passes, you get closer to the finish line. While everyone else is digging themselves deeper into a hole of debt. Every year, your money works harder while they work harder for money. Every decade, you become freer while they become more trapped. This strategy isn't just about retiring early to sit on a couch. It is about having the choice to work only on things you love. Maybe you want to save whales or write a book about accounting. Work becomes fulfillment, not survival, and that changes everything. One path leads to burnout, the other leads to creativity and joy. Building wealth teaches you patience and long-term thinking skills. These lessons improve your health, your relationships, and your sanity. You become someone who controls money instead of being controlled by it. And this approach is contagious in the best possible way. When friends see you are happy with less stuff, they get curious. They start questioning their own hamster wheel of consumption. You become living proof that there is a better way to live life. So here is my challenge to you: stop making excuses right now. Stop telling yourself that $500,000 is impossible to save up. Stop believing you need millions to be free from the grind. Start where you are, with whatever you have in your pocket. Set up an automatic transfer of $50 into an investment account. Cancel those subscriptions you don't use and redirect that cash. Have an honest conversation with yourself about needs versus wants. The path is challenging, but the reward is your own life. Some of you are screaming, "What about inflation?" at your screen right now. If your portfolio grows at 8% and you spend 6%, you are beating inflation. Your principal amount grows every year, so your income grows too. You are not just maintaining your purchasing power, you are actually increasing it. Plus, there is a secret weapon called Social Security. Even if it changes, it will likely provide some income to cover the gaps. When you combine a paid-off house, investments, and government checks, you are bulletproof. You will be the richest person in the nursing home. But what if the stock market crashes right when you retire? That is a legitimate fear, but we have a strategy for that too. You diversify your investments and keep a cash buffer for bad years. If the market drops, you spend a little less or use your cash. You do not sell your stocks when they are down, you ride the wave. This is different from draining a savings account until it hits zero. When you live off the golden eggs, it does not matter if the goose gets skinny sometimes. The goose is still alive and will get fat again later. The truth is that most people will never achieve this level of freedom. Not because they can't earn the money, but because they can't control their mind. They have been brainwashed by commercials to believe that stuff equals happiness. I know guys with 3 cars who cry themselves to sleep from stress. Meanwhile, I know janitors who retire as millionaires because they bought stocks, not junk. Looking rich is the enemy of actually being rich. If you cannot be happy living on $40,000 a year, the problem is inside you. You have allowed your ego to write checks that your freedom cannot cash. But here is the good news: you can change your programming starting today. Every time you refuse to buy something useless, you are buying your life back. Freedom is not about having a yacht, it is about owning your time. It is about waking up and asking, what do I want to do, not what do I have to do. Time is the only resource you can never earn back. Do you really want to trade it for a leased car that you drive to a job you hate? I am not pretending that this path is easy or normal. It requires the discipline to be the weird one in your group of friends. They will laugh at your used car, but you will laugh at their debt. They will post photos of vacations on credit cards, but you will own your life. Every month that passes, you are building a fortress of solitude for your money. While everyone else is digging a deeper hole, you are building a ladder. Every decade that passes, you become more independent while they become more dependent. This strategy isn't just about retiring to sit on a couch and rot. It is about having the choice to do work that actually matters to you. Maybe you want to teach, or paint, or start a non-profit for three-eyed fish. Work becomes a source of fulfillment, not a desperate need for survival. One path leads to burnout and resentment, the other leads to creativity and joy. Building wealth teaches you patience, resilience, and long-term thinking. These are superpowers that will improve every single area of your life. You become someone who happens to the world, not someone the world happens to. You control the money, instead of letting the lack of money control you. And this approach is contagious in the best possible way. When your friends see how calm and happy you are, they will get curious. They will start questioning their own hamster wheel of endless consumption. You become living proof that there is a better, smarter way to live. So here is my final challenge to you: stop making excuses right now. Stop telling yourself that $500,000 is an impossible number to reach. Stop believing you need to be a billionaire to be free from the grind. Start where you are, with whatever change you have in your pocket. Set up an automatic transfer of $50 into an investment account today. Cancel those subscriptions you don't use and redirect that cash immediately. Have a brutally honest conversation with yourself about needs versus wants. The path is challenging, but the reward is owning your own existence. $500,000 can buy you complete independence if you are smart and patient. The question isn't if it's possible, the question is if you are tough enough. Your future self is counting on the decision you make right now. Don't let him down, or he will be greeting people at Walmart at age 80. Imagine being able to wake up without an alarm clock for the rest of your life. That reality is cheaper than you think, but you must start building it. Most people will watch this video and do absolutely nothing different. They will go back to scrolling and buying things they do not need. But you are still watching, which means you are different from the herd. You have the knowledge now, so you have no more excuses to be broke. Take one action today, even if it is just opening a brokerage account. Put $5 in it and promise yourself you will keep feeding it. Momentum is the most powerful force in the financial universe. Once you start rolling the snowball, it gets easier and bigger every day. Do not let fear of the big number stop you from taking the small step. The first $10,000 is a war, but the last $10,000 is a victory lap. You are building a machine that will take care of you when you are old. Treat that machine with respect and feed it every single month without fail. Do not rob your machine to buy a new phone or flashy clothes. Feed it until it is big enough to feed you for the rest of your life. This is the blueprint for escaping the rat race permanently. It is simple math, simple logic, and simple discipline, but it works. But simple does not always mean easy to execute in the real world. You will be tested by sales, by peer pressure, and by your own brain. Stay strong, stay focused, and keep your eyes on the prize of freedom. The prize is a life where you never have to say yes, boss, ever again. Think about the stress leaving your body when you are finally free. No more Sunday scaries, no more dreading Monday morning meetings at the plant. That feeling is worth more than any luxury car on earth. And it is available to you if you follow this plan step by step. Stop waiting for a miracle or for a rich relative to leave you money. You are the miracle, and your discipline is the magic wand. Look at your bank account today and forgive yourself for the past mistakes. The past is gone, but the future is being written by you right now. Write a story where you win, where you are the hero of your finances. Write a story where you retire on a beach, not in a gray cubicle. I am Barry, and I am rooting for your financial freedom every day. Subscribe to this channel if you want to learn more secrets of the wealthy. Class is dismissed, now go out there and save some money.